And we literally do everything that we can. My team does everything that we can to make sure we get the answers to you.
You noticed anything that gives you a red flag as a doctor?
Oh, yeah, I see him 20 times a day in clinic. I mean, it's ironic because he has just such classic features of neurodegeneration. I mean, I could have diagnosed him from across the mall.
We should be calling Joe Biden the gaslighter in chief. And the Secretary of State, or not the Secretary of State, but the press secretary should be the gaslighter secretary. These people think you stupid. Just guess what? This is why B. Tatum here. I got you covered. Donald Trump is going to sweep this guy under the rug. Why? Because he has a mental disability that they've been gaslighting us on from the very beginning, and now is getting exposed. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen, brand new off the press, done 3.0. We didn't make a 3.0. He get bigger every time because his votes go up every time. His popularity go up every time. He gonna whoop that head every time. All right, anyway, get one of these shirts. Link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Forget that. Just hit the like button. See, I only need to give you one task. All that like and subscribe. No, one task. Just like the button. Just hit the like button. Like. If you don't like it, hit the like button anyway. Who cares, right? It don't cost you nothing. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Bruh, I don't know why they think we stupid. Well, I kind of know why. They stupid. Y'all ain't stupid, right? Somebody that's listening to somebody else's YouTube channel, they stupid. And they gullible. And they get caught up in these lies all the time, and they get hoodwinked every single election year. Y'all not dumb. I'm not dumb. That's why we got to talk about it. They act like Joe Biden just fell off the potato truck yesterday and bumped his head, and now he delusional and he got Alzheimer's. Like, we've been seeing this for like 3 years now. We've seen him falling off stuff, falling up the stairs, falling down the stairs, falling at graduation, fell off a bike. What y'all talking about? He done lost his soul 3 or 4 times already. Talk blah, 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 blah. Okay, man. Okay, man. Never mind. I'm not. Now you forgot. That's what. Now you forgot. Never mind. I don't want to get into it. You can't get into it because you forgot. Now, Jean-Pierre is going to put her foot in her own mouth. And then after they try to gaslight us, there is an expert that's an expert on Parkinson's disease. And he's going to show exactly why Joe Biden has Parkinson's or a degenerative disease, and he proves it on the television for the world to see. Now, let me shut the front door and quit talking to let you listen to this rotor clip.
I just want to take a step back for a second, because I do take offense to what Ed alluded to. You know, come out here, every day there's a press briefing, and we do our best to give you the information that we have at the time. That's what we do. And we understand that the freedom of the press, we respect the freedom of the press. You heard me talk about this last week. I appreciate the back and forth that we all have. I try to respect you, and I hope you try to respect me. And we literally do everything that we can. My team does everything that we can to make sure we get the answers to you. That's what we do. And sometimes we disagree. Sometimes we are not in agreement. But you know what? That's democracy. That is what is important, to have that healthy back and forth. And so to say that I'm holding information or allude to anything else is not unfair. It's really, really unfair. I think people who are watching and have been watching this briefing for this past week could say that we are doing our best in this briefing to provide the information that we have. And I will admit, I will be the first one to admit, sometimes I get it wrong. At least I admit that.
Sometimes?
At least I admit that. And sometimes I don't have the information. And I will always, always admit that.
And sometimes you lie, but you won't admit that. We finna find out right here. Y'all stay tuned. We finna find out this lie. Hold the phone.
But I do take offense to what was just happening at the beginning of this briefing. It's not okay.
You noticed anything that...
So she cries because they call her out about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. They're questioning her. Who wouldn't? Look at the debate. Look at his post-debate activities. He went on Stephanopoulos and pooed himself. He going to a black church. Look like a scarecrow. stumbling to the stage. Come on, man. He the president, boy. What you think? You think we don't have the right to want to know what's going on with this fool? He got to negotiate on our behalf. He's dead. Okay.
Gives you a red flag as a doctor?
Oh, yeah, I see him 20 times a day in clinic. I mean, it's ironic because he has just such classic features of neurodegeneration. I mean, word finding difficulties, and that's not, oh, I couldn't find the word. That's from degeneration of the word retrieval area.
He's also overcome stuttering, though. Could that be part of that, too?
No, this is not a palatal issue or a speech discrepancy, which is very different from a lemmonode dysfunction, actual word retrieval, where you pick a similar question or talk around the issue, plus the rigidity, monotone voice.
Wait, go back to that, the rigidity. What do you mean?
Rigidity, loss of arm swing, standing up lordotically. You notice when he turns, it's kind of end block turning. It's not a quick turn. That's one of the hallmarks of Parkinsonism is rigidity and bradykinesia, slow movement. And he has that hallmark, especially with the low voice that said was a cold hypophonia. A small monotone voice like this over time is a hallmark of Parkinsonism. I could have diagnosed him from across the mall.
Here are some of the symptoms from Parkinson's. We just had him up there on the screen. If we can put him back. What about the movement? Some people have pointed out the way he walks. Sometimes it's not very fast, small steps. Is that something that is common in people who are battling a disease like Parkinson's?
Yeah, it's a hallmark. Shuffling gait, we call that, so little steps. Loss of arm swing from the rigidity. When we walk, we have a nice cadence. You notice he doesn't really swing his arms. And end block turning, meaning he kind of pivots around his foot. If you said, hey, President Biden, he wouldn't go like this. Yeah.
But I also know, and tell me if I'm wrong here, it's very hard to diagnose Parkinson's, isn't it? It's not simple. I mean, I've heard that it can be.
It's one of the easier movement disorders to diagnose, actually.
Right,
but it's so clinic. There's very little other. And I'm a Democrat. I always say about this.
Right.
It's just like this guy is not a hard case.
But I've had relatives who have gone through neurological issues, and I've heard that sometimes Parkinson's is not very easy to nail. You have to take a lot of tests.
It's early on. If you're just presented with like hallucinations, that could be a variety of things, or just the cognitive problems. That could be Alzheimer's versus Parkinsonism, and that becomes a little nebulous. But once you start manifesting the hallmark motor symptoms,
right?
Slow movement, rigidity, mass facies, hypophonia. I mean, if a med student did not pick Parkinson's on the test, they'd be remediated.
So let me ask you, you're a Democrat, you're a doctor. You sound like you're frustrated with what the White House is saying.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because, I'm an American before everything. And I look at it and say, when I used to see Russia, Soviet Union, North Korea, when they just make outrageous things, like when North Korea can't keep the lights on and they say, oh, it was some faulty power thing. I kind of hate that kind of stuff. They had 4 years. My own party had 4 years to find, this was a wreck in slow motion. And they had 4 years to find out of 350 Americans, one person that could take the place. And here we are the day before school trying to do the homework and replace a guy who's got a neurodegenerative disease.
Look, he said it, not me. He said it. He said it. And like Stevie Wonder can see it. I don't think nothing that he's saying. Listen, you can look up Parkinsonism. Maybe I said it right that time. Parkinsonism. I probably said it wrong. I went to public school, not like him. All right. But you can look it up and you can see some of these signs and symptoms. Even Alzheimer's and other degenerative diseases. I don't even know if that's the right word. Yeah. Hey, look, it's early. I ain't had my water yet, so I'm kind of slow on the punch. All right. But you can look these things up and you'll be able to see, does he have symptoms of some of these illnesses or diseases or whatever you want to call it? Does he have symptoms? And yes, he does. It is bizarre the way he walks. I mean, he's shuffling. He used to not shuffle like that. He's shuffling more now than he did 3 years ago. Him not being able to recall stuff. I mean, I get it, man. He's in his 70s, 80 years old. I get it. Some people, but that is a sign of the decline in the brain, where the brain recalls information. Or recalls it to your memory so you can articulate yourself or articulate the information. And those things are obviously, he's struggling with those things. I saw a video the other day where he was standing there with his hands like this. He just was standing there talking to somebody with his hands like this. And I'm not tripping on the guy because he should be at the crib, but they the one thrusted him out there. And then he got the nerve to talk bad about Trump and try to be mean to people. And then we're going to call you for what it is. This guy said if a med student did not diagnose him, he would be kicked out of school. That is the easiest sign of Parkinson's. And if he has Parkinson's disease, how is he functioning as the president? And this should be an indictment on the party, because this guy should have came out and said something 3 years ago. But now that people can go back and look 3 years ago, and we all know that he had the same thing going on 3 years that he do right now. And the party lied to you and gaslit you and propped this man up. Now y'all looking at a loss because y'all propped up a false person that they knew was false from the beginning. Now y'all should be mad. Should never vote Democrat ever again. Vote Republican. Make the Republican Party better. Never vote Democrat again. I'll see y'all in the next one. I got to get out of here. I'm out.